黑猫还是白猫，能捉到老鼠就是好猫 which is Welcome back to the Sahel Sentinel. My name is Ahmed, and we'll keep talking about China modern history. In the last two episodes, we talk about the century of humiliation, which started around the Opium War, Yapi and Zhanzheng, which followed by the Second Opium War, and the Eight Alliances invading China, Bagu, Lianjun. And then we came to the Boxer Revolution, Yundong, and we stopped around the defeat of the Boxer Revolution. And the second episode, in the second episode, we talked about the rise of communism and the fight between communism and nationalism, and the second invasion of Japan, which is Kangzhi Jianzhen. And we stopped around 1945 when the United States dropped nuclear bombs on Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and that forced Japan to retreat from China and surrender. And in today we're going to talk about from 45 till 17th and 18th. So after 45, when Japan retreated, sadly China war didn't stop. So the Chinese Civil War resumed. The communists and the nationalists started fighting again. Mao's men and Chiang Kai-shek men started fighting, and it lasted 4 years. So from 45 till 49. And in 49, Mao with his men won. They were victorious, and they drove away Chiang Kai-shek and his men to the island of Taiwan. So they drove them there, and Mao conquered all the cities in China mainland, Dalu. And on October 1st, he stood at Tiananmen and proclaimed the PRC, People's Republic of China. But again, it just lasted a few months, not more than a year, and then they engaged in the Korean War. North Korea attacked South Korea, and the United States engaged in the war, beating the North Korean army, driving them till the Chinese border, and China engaged in that war, and the war lasted for 3 years. So it ended in 53 with an armistice, and it left behind the world most militarized border, so the South Korean and North Korean border. And in 53, Joseph Stalin passed away. So when Joseph Stalin passed away, the guy who succeeded him, Nikita Khrushchev, he wasn't dad of a communist for Mao Zedong. So he, in 66, secretly gave a speech where he criticized Joseph Stalin. And when Mao Zedong heard about that, he was furious, and he thought Nikita Khrushchev is a traitor. He betrayed communism, and he felt even his power is challenged. So the split between Soviet Russia and China started from that time. And in 58 till the beginning of 62, Mao started the policy that cost millions of lives in China, which is known as the Great Leap Forward, 大跃进 in Chinese. So that wasn't a good policy. It costed. Mao wanted to quickly industrialize China, which didn't work, and it cost millions of lives from 48 till 62. And you need to know that when China and the Soviet Union split, the United States saw a great opportunity on that, so they wanted to isolate the Soviet Union. So in 71, the US National Security Advisor, Henry Kissinger, he went on a trip, in a secret trip to China. He met Mao Zedong, and in 72, a year later, the US President Richard Nixon, he went to China to meet with Mao Zedong. So it started from that time, the rapprochement between China and the United States in 72. But in 66, Mao Zedong started another policy, which is which is the Cultural Revolution, which is not a good idea at all. It cost like millions of lives again. So from 66 till 76. And in November 76, Mao Zedong passed away. And you need to know that in 71, in January that year, Zhou Enlai, who was supposed to succeed him, he passed away also. And Lin Biao passed away 5-6 years ago in 71. So that gave the chance to Deng Xiaoping to be the de facto leader of China from 76 till 78, around 76, 78, that time. So the smart guy behind China economy, Deng Xiaoping, the guy who was famous for his quote, 不管黑猫还是白猫，能捉到老鼠就是好猫, which is it doesn't matter whether the cat is black or white. What matters is if it catches mice. So as long as it catches mice, is good. He is talking about the economy. So you just need to get rich and to develop. It doesn't matter if it is communism or socialism or capitalism. That's what he went. And he was a really good policy maker. He opened up China for the world, especially for West. And then the Western world came to trade with China, work with China, Western enterprises coming to China to look for labor. And China started learning from them from that time. You need to know that Deng Xiaoping, he spent his 20th in the West, in France, in Europe, where he met Zhou Enlai. Zhou Enlai, he is the one who introduced him to Marxism, communism in France. And later on, he came back to China and he joined the resistance, the communism. He fought. He is a war veteran who led war and won. So he's a great policymaker also, and he led China from that time till the beginning of the 19th. And the Tiananmen incident happened during his time too. That was a big event. The whole world was talking about, especially Western media, but didn't stop Western countries to work with China because they need China at that time. So they kept working with China. And in 2001, China scored the big win, which is joining the WTO in Qatar. Yeah, we stop here and we talk next time.